Kafi, like Sahih al-Bukhari and the collection of Ahmed ibn Hanbal are, is, a big known collection among the Shia. As far as I know, Muhammad Sarwar's translation, it's the first one to put it into English, or at least the only one available. And unlike some translations, like the Abu Dawood Sunan that I have there, this doesn't have the Victorianism's problems that would lead you towards misconceptions about Islam. The Sunnis have the companions of the companions of the companions of the companions thing in terms of their grading the narratives, and so do the Shia. The Shia also have that, but they have that in regards to their imams. So the A'imma are given, specific names, from Ali ibn Talib to down to Muhammad, the one that people believe is occulted and hidden, waiting around somewhere. But so from them. But their idea is that this is the direct transmission. These are the innocent scholars, not like the Rafida, according to the Shia narrations, is the same. You have the same thing as the Sunnis do, is you have the kuffar, the enemies, particularly the ones who fought certain of the people who were the close followers of Muhammad. And you have the believers, the mu'min, the ones who were fully on their path. You have the rejectors, the Rafida, who exaggerate the position. So part of the exaggeration is to claim them as prophets, or a lot of the worship of the A'imma that people hear about, to say that they have the ability to change what came through Muhammad, or the required and the lawful and stuff like this. That they didn't claim that for themselves. The changing the sacred months and the praying through them and all that other stuff. This is not stuff that I would consider to be attributed to them. In the Sunni tradition, you do have the idea of there will be 12 Qurayshis, which are descended from, Muhammad's stock. So therefore, but the Shia don't say that, imposters can derive from their line. They're not fatalist. They're not denying fate. There's the importance of one's spiritual, one is supposed to, the Quran has guidance, and so do the general sayings of the Prophet. The specific sayings, maybe they're not for everybody. You try them out with the other stuff, because people get into certain specifics, and, that's why some people get antsy when you ask a particular question. But, that shouldn't be. But God would not leave it so that there wouldn't be guidance in every manner for the people. As far as what they would need to be spiritually guided in the situation. Some people, they don't need the whole Quran for that. So that's an example of that. Some portions of the Quran, it said that them and some of the other teachings were more about the people to come after than the people at the time. And one definitely sees that as true. We definitely see even past this period of the 12 Imams, we definitely see certain things that are understood in ways that they weren't understood before. But when you're going for esoteric, hermetic meanings, it is not right to let that conflict with the outer meanings. There's, the true meanings that have been understood. Now, there's a lot of stuff. I can probably make a video for every chapter or something. But I have selected, how many did I select? 10 narrations to say something about. First, in narration 887, we have hinted at something which is clearer in Sunni narrations about the drawing of lines. Well, you don't draw it like the soothsayers, you draw it like the, But this talks about the occultation. So the 12th Imam, the idea that, if there is to be an occultation of an Imam, or one to disappear, is actually a better way to say it, that people don't know what they are. The disappearance for 6 years, 6 months, 6 days. So this is going on the 636 list. Now, it seems that things got so bad at the time that, and the Shia consider the Mahdi as the same as the 12th Imam. The Sunnis, there's no such clarity as far as I know from what I have read. Now, Ahmed ibn Hanbal, I've not seen that in full, even though that's now in print translation, and the full Arabic version was almost impossible to obtain too. So, you could visit the museum where they had it. So I intend actually to get that 13 volume set, I think it is, and at some point, and read through it, and then read through it years later, and then, or refer to it in the meantime, that sort of thing. But, he would, he was a person who could, he could go on pilgrimage and stuff like that and really not make himself known. Much like in the Bible, how we talk about Jesus, and Jesus is like, don't tell the people about this, be grateful to God, that sort of thing. It wasn't about his own name and all that other stuff. And one person in particular, the 12th Imam in this book, is said to have snuck up on and corrected or otherwise informed. And that's the whole thing, is the continual correct interpretation. The scholars that they don't believe or do anything until they have been informed. And it's not just that a scripture or the inspired teachings are passed on. It's that they're learned. It's that they're understood. It's that they're spread throughout life. So, the fact that this is explicitly taught deals with a lot of extremisms that a person can have. And they're different from other, the Ismailis and stuff like this, where certain stuff does occur, but not quite as much as people say. They're specifically against the Alawis, and narration 1023,